Hi dearies, how are you all doing? Hope you're all doing great, and as promised, I am back with my yummy recipes. Hi, welcome to Prati's kitchen. So basically, as promised, I'm back with the Paanakam recipe, my mango rice and banana flour vada recipes. So basically, I'll be showing you three recipes today. To start with, my favorite cooler, that is Paanakam. Now, Paanakam is one of the traditional, healthy, refreshing, and an ultimate summer cooler from South India that one must definitely try. I swear by it during every summer. So, why wait? Let's start preparing. So, the key ingredient here is jaggery. I've taken some jaggery, about a bowl of jaggery, some dried ginger powder, that is sant, and I'm taking some edible camphor, pepper powder and cardamom powder, and that's about it. Now these are the simple ingredients, that's about it. Now first we will transfer our jaggery, a cup of jaggery, into a bowl. In the same measuring cup we will add about 2 cups of water to it. So about 2.5 cups is more than sufficient. Now this is a normal water, regular water. You may even use chilled water. Now I'm going to be filling it up in kulhad. So I took water that was kept at room temperature. Put a good mix. Now make sure everything is dissolving pretty well. We don't want any undissolved particles staying down there. Now to it I'm adding about 1/4 teaspoon of sant, that is ginger powder, about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, about half a teaspoon of cardamom powder, and about just a pinch of camphor. Make sure camphor you're not adding more at all, because this might entirely spoil your drink if it is even more than a pinch. Now I'm adding a pinch of salt here just to enhance the taste or the sweetness of the jaggery. Once everything dissolves, you just need to strain it and remove all the unwanted particles. So ta-da! That's how simple it is to make a Paanakam. Now you just serve the way you want to, the way you like it. I'm serving it today in kulhad. You may even serve it in normal glasses. Before serving, just keep it a little cool. So chill it before you serve it, and sprinkle a little bit of tulsi leaves if you have basil leaves. I did not have, so instead of basil leaves, I've just sprinkled a little bit of rose petals over there. Now you must be wondering, what am I doing? Why am I sprinkling the roses and petals just like that and wasting it around? Now this is of course for Prati's beautiful final click. So how can I let go of a shot? Look at that beauty. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this deserves it. So yeah. Now you may also store this Paanakam in a glass jar in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 days and have it. So let's start making our mango rice next. So for the mango rice, the key ingredient is raw mango. So I've taken 2 fresh raw mangoes. The first thing I would do is peel off the skin. We just don't want the skin to be there. Now I've taken medium size, 2 mangoes medium size. You may take, if you're taking a huge one, a big one, just take 1. So basically the measurement would be 1 cup of grated mango. I'm just grating it. So you just need 1 cup of grated mango to it. You'll be adding 2 cups of boiled rice. So basically the ratio is 1:2. Now let's boil the rice. I'm taking about a glass of basmati rice here. If you want, you may use the regular rice. If any leftover rice is left, you may even use that. Now since I was making it for the puja naivedyam, I've just taken fresh rice, basmati, and I'm going to give it 1 whistle because I don't want my rice to be sticky. So you have to make sure it's all granulated and not sticky. Now I've taken a pan. I've taken about 4 tablespoons of oil to it. I've added 4 tablespoons of peanut. I'm just sauteing it until it turns crunchy. Now I'm removing it because I like it crunchy, and then I'll sprinkle it on the rice at the last. Now this is the basic tadka I am doing. So to my tempering, I'm adding mustard seed, jeera, urad dal, chana dal, and a little bit of hing. So once it is tempered well, we'll be adding our curry leaves and then our red chilies and green chilies. Now to it I am going to be adding the grated mango here. Now if your mango is too tangy, you may even choose to add about 3 cups of rice to 1 cup of mango, but my mangoes were pretty much okay to handle. Like it wasn't too tangy. So to it I've added now 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric and salt as per taste. Now give it all a good mix and add about a tablespoon of clarified butter here, that is ghee. Now give it again a good mix and cook it until approximately say 3 to 4 minutes, until it absorbs the water and starts leaving oil. Now once it is done, I am adding about 2 cups of boiled rice, that is basmati rice, that I've just prepared. So I'm gently going to be mixing it. So make sure you're not mixing it too harsh, because the rice when it is hot is it has a tendency to break. So either you kind of make it cool before you add it, or when it's hot, just give it a gentle mix and sprinkle some coriander leaves. And of course, don't forget to sprinkle your peanuts at the end while serving. Now let's prepare our vadas. So these vadas are so delicious and a must try. So let's see the ingredients. Ingredient for the vada is chana dal. So I'm just taking a bowl of chana dal, soaking it for at least 2 to 3 hours. So just take a bowl of chana dal, mix in a water, and then soak it for 2 good hours. Now this is the banana flour from our backyard. Can you believe this is from our own banana tree? And I'm all the more excited to prepare it. So let's start removing the florets from the bracts. Now you have to make sure that you're oiling your hands super well, because your hands would definitely get dirty when you're just handling the greasy stuff and the milk in there, because it's just freshly plucked from the tree. So I'm just removing the florets from the bracts. Bracts is the external chilka that you're seeing there. Florets are the flowers. So I'm just removing them. And let me tell you an interesting thing, that I'm going to be using these bracts for making a delicious chutney. And just hold on your breath, because I'm going to come up soon with a yummy chutney with the same bracts. Now I've just removed the bracts and kept it aside. Now I'm removing the entire florets until I see the pink layer coming off completely. So basically the pink layer is gone and the white layer shows up, which means you don't need to further clean it. And that's pretty tender. The florets inside is tender, so we'll just chop it right away and use it. Now let me show you how to clean your florets. Now cleaning of florets is very essential, because every floret will have something called pistil and calyx that is simply not digestible by human body. So basically we have to completely get rid of it. So just discard the pistil. Right at the center you see that timid particle. So I'm going to be just removing it. As soon as I pull it over, you will see to the bottom of it something called calyx is attached. So you just pull these two unwanted particles from it. Just remove it and just get rid of it. So yeah, there's a little bit of labor going in. So these are the two unwanted stuff we are just removing. This is completely not digestible by us, and अगर आपने खाया तो पक्का पेट दर्द होगा. So please make sure you're doing a little bit of hard work and removing it. Now I am going to be chopping the heart of the flower, which is basically the most tender part, and this has basically the bracts which are tender as well as the florets which are tender. Now in the center you see there is a little bit of hard stem in there. I wouldn't use it. If you want, you may use it, because we're going to be further grinding it to a coarse consistency. So coarsely, when I'm grinding it in the mixer, it definitely is edible. There's no issues, but I tend to kind of remove it. So I just remove the center stem and then the hard part of it, and then give a rough chop with the help of a knife, and then I would just put it in my blender and give it a coarse grind. So make sure you just kind of removing the the pistils from it, because sometimes from the florets, which are probably not as tender as we were thinking, there might be few thick pistils showing up there. So just remove roughly. If you see them, just get rid of them, and just completely chop your both the bracts. And then I am adding a little bit of florets here. So I'm just removing the calyx and pistil out of it, and I'm just adding the edible part. So just a little bit, a handful of it, just for the flavor. So traditionally it is made just with the florets. The entire dish is made only with florets. But then even my mom, she makes just with the florets. But then I was wondering, why to waste the entire body, Why to just waste the entire, because it's so much of goodness. So I just kind of landed up making the entire stuff, and it was equally good. In fact, more tastier. So I've just ground it, coarsely. Just keep it aside. Don't worry if it turns little black. It has a tendency to turn black. So just leave it aside. Now transfer 3/4 of your chana that was soaking to a mixer grinder. I've just left about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chana dal just like that to sprinkle over at the last, to make it look more interesting and give it a good crunch. Now I've added about 6 to 7 red chilies, about a tablespoon of fennel seeds, about 4 to 5 garlic, and about a tablespoon of ginger. Now you have to add salt as per taste. Give it a coarse grind, and we will mix everything together. See, I've told you this would turn a little black, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because once you mix it with the chana dal mixture, it just doesn't show up as much. Now I'm going to be sprinkling the remaining chana dal over there. So just sprinkle it over. It gives a real crunch to the vada, and also it gives a good look. Now I've taken about a medium-sized chopped onion. To it I'm adding curry leaves, about roughly chopped 5, coriander leaves, about say 2 tablespoons. Now give it all a good mix. Use your hand and or a spoon, but just mix it all super well. So yeah, I'm done mixing it well. Now let's start deep frying them. So heat a pan, add oil, heat the oil, and once it turns medium to high, let's start frying our vadas. So using your palm, both the hands, just flatten it and then keep it super thin. If you want crunchy and crispy vadas, the only mantra is keep it thin. Few people make it, a little fat, especially when I just go deep south somewhere in the, normal rural area, especially where you find really delicious vadas. They are delicious, but then they're so huge and so mota, and somewhere it's so uncooked in the center. I really don't like it. So what I do is I just flatten it completely thin, right from the center to the corners. It's completely thin. So just keep it small if you want it thinner, and just fill your pan as much as it can take. Don't overcrowd it. So I think for me a batch had about 6 to 7 vadas in there. So I'm just deep frying them from medium to high. Once it turns golden brown and crunchy on both the sides, I'll be removing and straining them in a tissue paper. So likewise, I'll just finish making the entire lot. Now before I finish my video, let me just give you a little heads on why include banana flour in your diet. Now banana flour is a rich source of antioxidant, potassium, vitamin E and C. It keeps all the infections at bay, like someone who's suffering from pigmentation, probably, aging also. It just lightens pigmentation. It slows down aging process. It promotes kidney function. Oh, it's got hell lot of goodness to it. It supports menstrual wellness. It boosts the mood and it reduces anxiety. It averts cancer and heart diseases. It also improves the lactation. What not it has. Oh my god, I've got all the reasons why I should eat it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So wishing you all a very happy cooking, dearies. Stay home, stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you for watching Prati's Kitchen.